my channel Tutelage, a guide to learner. Here, this is Sriparna. Hope all of you are doing good. So, learners, in my previous sessions, we have already discussed some question answers on economics of the Karnataka State Board. You all know why we are discussing it. State board schools are one of the most important educational institutions in every state, so we do not ignore it. Mostly 50 to 60% students are dependent educationally on the state board because fees of the state board schools or monthly expenses regarding education are cheaper than the ICC CBSE board. So not everyone gets chance to study ICC or CBSE due to the lack of money, etc. Apart from many reasons, everyone can't afford it. That's why some solved model question papers of the state board schools are not so much available in the social platform like YouTube. So that's why I took an initiative a few days ago. This session is going to be a second session for Uttar Pradesh State Board, and in my previous session, we have already discussed some question answers on economics, and everyone liked it. So, I hope you all like it very much. So, if you have missed my previous session, so please go and check it once. I think it will really be a helpful or useful session to everyone. So, let's move on to the next slide. So, today we are going to discuss some question answer on economics from the Uttar Pradesh State Board, and we are focusing only very short type question answers. So, learner, let's begin the session. So here we can see the first question, and which is one of the most important question of economics, that is what is the main differences between the macroeconomics and microeconomics. Uh, the microeconomics, the prefix word micro, which denotes the small. Okay, so microeconomics is the study of individuals, households, and firms' behavior in decision making and allocation of resources. Okay, and on the other hand, macroeconomics, the prefix word macro, is derived from the Greek word that is macros, meaning large. So macroeconomics deals with the functioning of the whole economy. So that is the basic differences between the microeconomics and macroeconomics. So microeconomics deals with the individual, households, firms behavior, and macroeconomics deals with the functioning of the whole economy. Okay, so now going to the next question. So the next question, that is define the meaning of production in economics. So production is basically a process of combining various inputs, different types of inputs, which includes material types of input and the immaterial inputs, okay, in order to make something for consumption. So it is a process of combining various material inputs and immaterial inputs in order to make something for consumption, so which is basically related for producing something, a new good or services. So according to the A.H. Smith, production is a process that creates utility in goods. Okay, now going to the next question. Give the definition of the production function. So production function denotes the functional relationship between the physical inputs and the output. So at first we have to know what you mean by a physical input. Physical input means factor of production, and do you know, learner, what are the factors of production? So I hope we you all know that the factors of production are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. And output, that means final product. So, a production function is the functional relationship between factor of production and final product. Okay, so now move on to the next question. So, the next question, that is, what is the meaning of marginal cost? So, marginal cost is the additional cost which is incurred for producing one additional unit of product. So that is called the marginal cost. Clear? So now going to the next question here. Basically, we haven't discussed the topic in detail because in my channel, each and every topic is very well discussed. If any of you are missing, then please go and check it once. I think it will really be a helpful or useful session to everyone. And all previous sessions link is available in my description box and my comment section. So now going to the next question. Explain the land revenue. So, land revenue means any amount of money that is payable to the government in lieu of owing a piece of land by the owner. So, land revenue means any amount of money which is payable to the government for a piece of a land. Okay, so revenue, so that means land revenue is a form of a tax which is paid to the government. Okay, and which is that and land revenue is a one type of revenue which is related to the land. So that's why it is called the land revenue. And now going to the next question, what do you mean by a revenue expenditure? So at first we have to know what do you mean by a revenue expenditure. So revenue expenditure is defined as the summation of the all expenses incurred by a business through the course of production of its different types of goods and services. So revenue expenditure is equals to summation of all expenses which is incurred by a production process. Clear? I think this is clear. So now going to the seventh number question, that is write a short note on state excise duty, and which this question is carrying for only 3 marks. Okay. So at first we have to know, we have to discuss what is excise duty. So excise duty is basically a type of tax charged on the goods produced within the country. Okay, so there are three types of excise duty. They are basic excise duty, additional excise duty, special excise duty, and the state excise duty is under the additional excise duty. So that's why additional excise duty is shared between the central and the state government. So excise duty or tax charged on alcohol, alcoholic preparations, narcotic substances like cigarettes is collected by the state government, and that's why it is known as state excise duty. So, state excise duty is a one type of a tax which is charged on different kinds of goods like alcohol, alcoholic preparations, narcotic substances like cigarettes. I think this is clear. What do you mean by a state excise duty? So now going to the next question. So here we can see the relationship. What kind of relationship is found the average cost and the marginal cost? Average cost denotes the AC and the marginal cost denotes the MC. So at first we have to know what do you mean by a average cost or AC. So average cost or AC is basically a total cost divided by number of units. Okay, and on the other hand, marginal cost is the change in total cost. So in economics, the change denotes the triangle. So change in total cost when the quantity of produce change by 1 unit, that means delta q. So delta tc by delta q, this denotes the marginal cost, and tc by q, that is equals to average cost, and delta tc by delta q, that is mc. Clear? So marginal cost is the change in total cost when quantity changes by 1 unit only. Okay, so now going to the relationship. So the first relationship, when the average cost declines, that means AC declines, marginal cost MC is less than AC. Clear? Second one, when the average cost increases, that means uh, AC increases, MC is greater than AC. Clear? And when average cost stays the same position, the average cost is equals to marginal cost. So when AC declining, MC less than AC. Okay, I think this is clear. So here we haven't discussed the marginal cost and the average cost and their relationship in detail, elaborately, because in my channel uh, this topic is very well discussed. Okay, and the diagram of the relationship is also given in my previous session. So if any of you are missing, so then please go and check it once. Okay. So now going to the next question, that is state of law of demand, and which is one of the most important question of economics. So law of demand basically describes a inverse relationship. Inverse relationship means inverse relationship of whom between price and quantity demanded of a good. So if the price of the good increases, quantity demanded for a good, that is decreases, and price decreases, QD is increases. So that means it denotes an inverse relationship and it is known as law of demand. I think this is clear. So now going to the next question for this session, that is, what do you mean by a consumption? And consumption is an activity we all know that in which institutional unit use up different types of goods and services. So consumption, production, demand, supply, all are most important topic of economics and all are related to each other, so and all are equally important. So learner, we are done for the today's session. We have already discussed different questions on economics according to the Uttar Pradesh State Board. I hope it will be real very helpful session to everyone. I will come again with a exciting session for all. Till then, stay tuned and please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can press the bell button for getting new notification from my side. Happy learning. Keep commenting. Thank you.